SVG, thank you so much for joining us for our interview here.
Yeah, no problem.
Man, a great series, by the way, and just overall a good run. You know, you guys have just exploded in popularity and fans since the DPC run as well. So a lot of support out there that you guys weren't able to see on the main stage. But I got to ask that lame host question that they always want during the exit interviews. How you doing? How's the boys?
I think we're okay.
Oh, good to hear.
I actually think the other loss in the upper bracket was worse for us. Versus Tier 1. I think we really felt like we should have won that series. So it's harder after you lose a series you felt like you should have won. I think we also probably feel like, I mean, we think we should win every series. That's how probably every team in Dota feels.
That's how you should think,
yes.
right?
No team ever thinks they should lose a series, but obviously, you know, you do stuff wrong or you mess up and you lose, and that's life. I think the series was very close. I think this game 3 it's going to be a one-sided game one way or the other. And I think it could have been very one-sided for us, but just didn't go our way.
You're a man that looks at the game in a very macro way. You always have. So I just was curious at what you thought was the hardest single game that you guys had to play throughout this major.
It's hard to say. I think we actually had a couple of games that the onus of execution is on us fairly heavily. It's actually something we discussed. For example, I think that Broodmother game is a very, like, I think we're very favored in that game, but we have to execute very well. And if we mess up like once, the game just becomes very hard. So things like that. And honestly, I like to challenge my team. So I think some of the games, you know, maybe our draft is a lot harder to execute. We have to win lanes a lot harder. We have to snowball. We have to have a lot of things go right. And there's trade-offs to that. But if we can play at that level and execute it, we'll look really good. I think some of the games we just stomp, we look really good. And then some of these games, some stuff goes wrong and it looks a lot harder, and you're like, oh, wow, they're just getting outscaled by Medusa and blah, blah, blah. But like...
Was the Brewmaster an issue? Is that something that caught you off guard?
No, some of the Chinese teams have been playing that hero. We played it once too. I mean, I know China plays support Brew. They like Brewmaster Medusa lane. I honestly don't think the pick was actually that amazing, but I understand why they did it. They want some team fight melee guy, and it's a Wyvern counter. You can find this guy in the fight and whirlwind him and stuff.
Can I ask a question? In Game 2 versus T1 yesterday, we were all wondering why you aggro tri-laned versus the Terrorblade instead of just letting Darkseer lane there.
Yeah. I mean, I think in hindsight, the way that draft went, we probably rather have just had like a standard Darkseer dual lane melee setup, like Tiny Darkseer, Breaker Darkseer, something like this. We had some like... I mean, I personally thought that this Darkseer Dragon Knight matchup would go a certain way for us, and this tri-lane would be very hard for them to play. I think for the start of that game, it was going pretty well, but some stuff happened, and this Darkseer fell behind a bit. And then if this Dragon Knight pulls ahead, suddenly that matchup gets a bit skewed and the timings don't line up, and the game can look a bit off. So it probably looks funny, like, why wouldn't you lane Darkseer versus Terrorblade, but we were trying to set ourselves up for, like, an even more advantageous position, I guess.
And overall, you've been here for a while. You scrimmed a lot. You played a couple of series in the tournament. Do you think that you've evolved as a team, that you have gotten something out of it?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I mean, our goal at this tournament is to learn from our mistakes and learn where our holes are as a team to go to TI. Because coming in, we weren't guaranteed TI, but we were right there. And then we win a series, we're guaranteed. So for us, you know, majors are majors. They're nice to do well. They're nice to win at.
But it's all TI.
Yeah, but everybody's here for TI. It's in a month,
an
right?
ultimate
Right.
And can I just then ask you one more question? Do you think that you're in TI form?
No, I think we're playing at like 50% our potential.
Wow.
That's very
That's how I see
anime.
it.
We're very excited to see that other 50% coming ahead, my friend. Well, thank you so much. I know loser interviews suck, but as always, you're just so great to talk to and get a look at, and watching your games were absolutely phenomenal. So any final words out there for the fans at home and the people watching?
No, I mean, just thank you for all the support to the fans and the community. You know, we don't have an org, so our real support comes from you guys.
All right.
You guys did awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
it was an
Thank you.
absolute pleasure. All right. Have fun, my man. Thank you very much.